Hi, in this video we're going to talk about what is a fraction. By the end of this video you should be able to describe what a fraction is, know the different parts of a fraction, and name the three types of fractions. So let's start off with, what is a fraction? A fraction is just a part of a whole. Here I have a rectangle and I'm going to break it up into 8 separate parts, all of equal size. If I shade the top left hand corner, I have shaded in 1 out of those 8, or 1/8. This also means that 7 out of the 8, or 7/8, is unshaded. If I was to shade 4 of them, then 4 out of the 8 are shaded and 4 out of the 8 are unshaded. I could also represent this as a different fraction, 1/2. This 1/2, or 1 out of 2, means that for every 2 sections of my rectangle, one of them will be coloured in, and this happens 4 times. What's a fraction made up of? Well, let's look at the makeup. Here we have a fraction, it's 1/2, it's probably the most common fraction out there, and it has 2 numbers. A top number, which we call the numerator, and a bottom number, which we call the denominator. Now you need to work out a way to remember which word goes with which number. I like to think of N for numerator at the top, and D for the denominator down the bottom, or even Ned riding the donkey. Ned being on top, D the donkey always being down. That's one way to remember. The line in between the fraction we call the vinculum. Now this isn't something that you're going to be tested on, but it's just interesting information to know. Lastly, there are 3 types of fractions. I've got 1/4, 3 halves, and 2 1/2. These represent the 3 different types of fractions. When we look at a fraction, if the small number is the numerator and the large number is the denominator, then this is called a proper fraction. If that's flipped upside down and the larger number is the numerator, then this is called an improper fraction. Lastly, if we have a whole number and a proper fraction together, we call this a mixed number or a mixed numeral. You need to be able to identify those types of fractions just by looking at the number. So what should you write to get this information down? Well, a heading and a definition of what a fraction is to start off with. You should also have a picture that is shaded in, and you're also broken up into what types of fractions are shaded in. Lastly, you need 3 different types of fractions and an example of each one. And that's it. Pause the video, get what's written down into your books. So, hopefully now you can describe what a fraction is, you know the different parts of a fraction, and you can name all 3 types of fractions. Good luck.